Hello, are we rolling? Let me see. Okay, now we're rolling. As you can see, the kids in the background are in Ziru, Uganda, and we have our new project there. And we've taken a few months to reorganize, and we've taken a few months because of COVID. It's prevented me from traveling. Outside of Thailand, it's really put the project on hold because the organization there, Soft Hearted Uganda, has had to uh, find other arrangements for the schools and for the orphanage. And now things are back up and running there, and we're able to continue our project. So that's a really great thing. And this is an update. Today is the 19th of March, 2022. Right now, the focus, the main thing is we're looking for funding so that we can do our one-year project. The one-year project is establishing a self-sufficient community center, a physical location where people can go and they can get food and they can contribute in the greenhouse, or we're going to have a chicken farm and we might have a fish farm. It kind of depends on what's available to us there and what we can, what makes the most sense for creating a self-sufficient community. Now, this is a little bit different than a handout. This is a little bit different than an emergency packages you've seen on TV, or you've seen, you know, on the internet, somebody with a pickup truck or somebody with a big truck, and they pull up to some community and there's a guy standing in back and he's handing out turkeys for Thanksgiving, or he's handing out a box of necessary supplies like flour or rice and some salt and things like that, some necessities for life. We're not doing that. What we're doing is we're working on something that's sustainable, that isn't handouts. It's a step up because at the beginning, we need to fund this community center. We need to fund, you know, getting the land. We have to fund building the center itself. We need to fund establishing the chicken farm, establishing all of the systems that we have there. And if you go to our website, 5steps.org, that's the number 5, and then no space, no STEPS.org. 5steps.org. If you go there, you get a full description of what we're up to. Right now, we want to get the word out. Get the word out that we're looking for an investor. For the 1 year, we need about $106,000, $106,500 to be more accurate. Now, once we can secure a donor for this amount, we expect we'll be able to help about 3,000 people. And this community center will serve about 3,000 people. And this community center will be self-sustaining afterwards. So what we're planning on is not having to require any more money for these 3,000 people and for this community center after the 1 year, after this initial $106,500. Then we move on. Then we build another community center nearby so that we can stay in the area and keep track of things. Now, there's a local expert who's been working more than 10 years on a local orphanage, and they're working with his brother on the school that they have there. And they've been scrounging for years, working on the school, working on the orphanage. Mr. Benson and his brother, they have a lot of experience in this area, and there's a lot of poverty in that area, and there's no way out. So what we're hoping to do is provide a community center that also has, in addition to ways to get food where you go there and volunteer, ways to get clean water, because they don't have clean water there. Kids get sick from the water, you know about that. But in addition to that is finding jobs, having connections. Now, we're not far from Kampala here, this location in Ziru, Uganda. It's not far from the big city, Kampala. Where there are jobs, there's a lot more money that's circulating. So for the people that are graduating high school, or people that are looking for a job, they're looking for job training, we're helping with that. That's the plan. So this community center is kind of a complete thing. And the idea, what's the idea? No handouts, accountability, sustainability. It's a different kind of a model. What it is it's nurturing people and empowering people and helping people to actualize so that they can actually take care of themselves instead of, oh, thanks for that turkey once a year, and be able to get their own job, their own life, build build their own life and have their own opportunities so that they're not dependent upon someone giving them things. Sometimes it's an emergency. We know with refugees, we've got a mother with 2 kids and she's in the snow and there's no place to stay. Excuse me. This is something that we don't address. There are some great organizations that have been addressing that for many years. And of course they need help too. And they're on the spot in Yemen, Syria, now Poland and Ukraine, helping those people in those emergency situations. We're not doing that. We're hoping to establish a model that's self-sustaining, that empowers people so that they don't need any handouts from anybody. Here's the situation. We're doing a pilot program. This is the first one of its kind. And so we want to get the word out. As I mentioned, we want to get the word out so that we can get our initial funding in order to do our pilot program, debug the program, and then we can be able to share with people, here's what we did, here's what we can accomplish. Would you like to help us set up another community center nearby that one, or in another country, in another city in the future? So we hope to have thousands of these community centers working once we have this model working. So we're looking at getting our first year started. Do you know somebody? Or would you be interested in funding our first community center? That's what we're looking for right now. So I'm focusing on contacting people that are interested. Take a chance on the pilot project. Let's see if it's gonna work. Many, many more millions are spent on many, many more things. People will spend this much on a few handbags in Beverly Hills, handbags. You know what car costs, you know what these different things cost, how people are spending money. So we know this is a reasonable amount, especially if we're looking to help 3,000 people. We're looking to transform the lives of an entire small village of 3,000 people. So won't you please consider that? Consider making a donation. We think the amount is so small, we might be able to find it from one donor. But if we have to split this up between several donors, okay, whatever's going to work best to get these kids some regular food, some regular help, a nurturing environment, because it's so scarce in so many places. What those of us who were raised in different circumstances, we might take for granted. Always clean water out of the tap. I grew up in Chicago and LA. You could drink the water out of the tap. You didn't need to boil it. Nobody's ever getting sick from water. My family didn't do well. We weren't rich. There were 6 kids to support. My father worked hard, but we had food on the table every day. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. I had a bicycle. I had clothing. We had what we needed, but hundreds of millions of people don't have that. And the handout system's not working. It hasn't been working. It isn't working. There aren't enough resources in the world to have these people sitting and waiting. Oh, when does our care package arrive? That's not the way to live. That's not the way to support people. We support people by nurturing them so they can take care of themselves. We give them a start. Sure, we help them out at the beginning. That's why we need to set up this community center. That's why we need a donation to do that. But once we have that, it's designed to be running by itself through the contributions, the volunteers, the people in the community that say, look, I'm going to help out in the greenhouse, or I'm going to help out in the fish pond or whatever. And in return, they get food. They're always going to have food. That will always be available. Food will always be available, so we don't have people starving. We don't have people drinking dirty water. We have clean water. We don't have people unable to communicate because they can't afford to charge their phone with money so they can, look for jobs, connect with others, get help, give help. We'll provide free communication there, free Wi-Fi. And we'll have programs so that people can get a phone. Excuse me. People can get a phone if they don't have a phone. So thanks so much for watching. That's all I want to share for today. Just want to give you an update. We are looking to fund this project. So if you know anyone, please get the word out. And if you're able to contact us, the contact information is at the end of this video, and you can ask all the questions in the world. And we think we've got the most important project going on here for an incredibly reasonable initial outlay to get things going. This is extremely important, changes thousands of lives, works out to $35 a person. And we think we can help about 540,000 lives in the future, in the near future. But first, we need to get this pilot project going. We need to be testing and refining what we're doing. We have a really good plan right now, and we know that always things that we can't anticipate. So we want to get on the ground, get me from Thailand into Zero, Uganda. I'll be working there full-time, all day, every day and night with my friend, Mr. Benson there, who has experience locally there. And he's a very nice guy. He's a very generous guy. And he's a very honest guy. And we both have the same goal. So we'll be working side by side, both of us, full-time for a year on this pilot project. After the pilot project goes well, we're going to be looking for setting up new community centers, because this one will be finished with this establishment. It won't need any more resources from the outside. That's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. This is Matthew from the 5steps.org. Check us out. Take a look. We have a goal by April 1st to raise the money. April 1st, 2022. That's 10 days or 14 days. No, it's about 13 days now. Please help out, won't you? These kids are counting on you.